On the morning of February 19th, 2018, 3-year-old Matthew Mason was found dead in his bed by his babysitter. It was reported that this babysitter had been hired by Matthew's mother, Amanda, and her boyfriend, Maurice, after they had to work a shift overnight. When this babysitter arrived, Matthew was already in bed sleeping, and the babysitter was told that it would probably be an easy night. The next morning, when the babysitter went into Matthew's room to check on him, she saw that he was unresponsive and that he had visible injuries to his body. The babysitter immediately called 911. Authorities responded around 9 a.m. and he was ultimately pronounced dead at the scene. An autopsy done on Matthew's body later revealed that his death was a homicide caused by blunt force trauma and mechanical asphyxiation. In this case, it was physical suffocation. Authorities ended up interviewing the babysitter along with Amanda and Maurice, and it became apparent that Amanda and Maurice were persons of interest in Matthew's death, but they needed to build a case against both of them, and what they had initially was very weak. Detectives noted that Matthew had a black eye at the time of his death. Both Amanda and Maurice said that they had no idea how he got that black eye. The family also had a history of CPS reports, which included a previous incident where Amanda Mason had reported Maurice for hitting Matthew, only to recant her statement and claim that she misinterpreted the incident. Part of the evidence that was seized in February of 2018 was a pillow that was found in another room away from Matthew's body with his blood on it. It was indicated to law enforcement that this pillow was used to hold over Matthew's face after he had been hit. Now, after 7 years of investigating and interrogating both Amanda and Maurice on and off, she finally admitted to covering up years of abuse inflicted upon Matthew by both her and Maurice. She confessed to lying to both police and CPS about Matthew's injuries, which included, but were not limited to, having his head repeatedly shoved into drywall, of being deprived of food and water for hours, sometimes days on end, and being beaten, quote, within an inch of his life on multiple occasions. Investigators were able to uncover that Matthew's death was part of a premeditated plan to end his life and make room for a child that Amanda and Maurice wanted to have together. Amanda was ultimately taken into custody in April of 2025 and formally charged with first-degree murder, and her then boyfriend Maurice was charged with the same thing. In November of 2025, Amanda ended up taking a plea deal. She agreed to plead guilty to a lesser charge of second-degree murder for a lesser sentence, but part of this agreement is that she has to testify against her then boyfriend Maurice at his upcoming trial in February of 2026. Whereas Amanda has confessed her guilt, Maurice is still proclaiming his innocence. Let's be real, this guy is probably not going to be found not guilty by a jury, so after his trial in February of 2026, he will be sentenced, and after his trial, Amanda is going to be sentenced as well.